Okay.
Yeah. BodyHat Weekly.
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 Mocha only Dave
Dave
side.
side, mocha only.
Mocha only Dave
Dave
side.
side, mocha only.
BodyHat Weekly.
BodyHat Weekly.
BodyHat Weekly.
BodyHat Weekly.
We're just here to break an album on
It
down.
could be popular, but possibly not world renowned.
The meat and potatoes of a critical sound.
You're bound to like the little bits and isms we found.
We might have guests or might just be us.
But you're invited, so might as well kick it as such.
So y'all sit tight and let's discuss the cuts.
Just some musical cues from some fools you can trust. You know, it's
BodyHat Weekly.
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 A weekly.
BodyHat Weekly.
Buka.
Okay, here I am, and the stupid words are still at the bottom, blanking out my face, but who cares? I don't need to see it anyway. So, Dave, why don't you introduce what this is all about?
Yeah, I don't know how to adjust this, but we got folks filtering in, so that's delicious.
You're
What up,
welcome.
Buck?
Welcome. Super fucking.
So yes, this is the second installment of the BodyHat Weekly, which is Mr. Mocha and myself getting together and talking about underappreciated rap albums from
Angular
time.
rap,
Angular, yeah, like, you know,
pure angular banjo type shit.
I was gonna say the more unusual the better, but that's not quite true because I don't want to do like the most obscure, like inaccessible shit possible.
Nah, because
This
there's
is stuff
already
that was
like the weird rap. What there's like the weird rap podcast.
right. There's already, yeah. I feel like there's a lane for that. This is more like stuff that came out when there was a lot of other stuff that came out that just got more attention, but this stuff should still be celebrated.
You know what?
Yeah.
I have thought this album would have some lofty aspirations, but oh fuck. But why am I using a mic? Anyway,
We all should.
but this was. Oh, maybe we should introduce the album first.
Let's do it. Yeah. Okay. So this might be called the BodyHat Weekly, but that's because last time we focused on the BodyHat Syndrome by Digital Underground, which I think is a good trailblazer for this like subgenre of music that we're exploring. Sny-Whip, yo, if you wanna,
Elements,
if
what
you
up?
wanna join the stage, toss me like a thumbs up in the comments or something. But what we're doing this week is Volume 10, Hip Hopera.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. All right, let me ask you. Let's just get right into it. Let me ask you a question here, Sai.
Yeah.
When did you first hear or pick up this album?
Okay.
And I'll tell you mine. You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
I first heard of this album in the source.
Same.
They reviewed
no,
it,
Rap
and I
Pages.
feel like
actually.
they gave it 3 mics, maybe.
Oh, I thought it got more.
Did it?
I thought well, maybe I'm thinking Rap Pages because I remember it got a really good review in Rap Pages, but
It must have got. I'm sure it got a good one somewhere. I think it was only 3 in the source. Maybe it was like one of those weird ones that got like 3 and a knuckle. They did that to Extra Prolific. He got like 4 and a knuckle, I think, for like it should be. I don't know why I remember that.
Oh, okay. That's wild. Because
anyway,
I had heard of Volume 10 previous to the album. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was just I think my interest in the whole Heavyweights crew thing through freestyle. Oh no, it was on that because he was on that album. He was on Inner City Griots.
I was late. I was late to Inner City Griots. I didn't get hip to that till like at least like 96 probably.
Okay. Well,
so like
regardless, I remember hearing the album was coming out. How I don't recall exactly, but I got it on dropping day, like the day it came out. I was clamoring for that shit because I just knew in my heart it was gonna be like some heavy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And we'd all heard the single, we'd all heard Pistol Grip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I got it right when it came out, and that album was my best friend for a long time. Hey, what up, Sny?
What up,
Not
yo?
bad.
What's up,
How you
y'all?
feeling?
I'm good. Just finished work. How are
Yeah?
you guys?
You wearing socks?
I'm not currently, but I have some around
Should
here.
bring those shits back, man. Them shits is popular right now.
Some on. I could probably slip some on.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
All right, cool.
What's uppers, guys?
We
No,
talking
it's not.
about the
We're
volume
talking
10
about
hip-hop,
volume
man.
10.
What are you talking about?
Hip-hop.
Volume 10 hip
Volume 10 hip-hop. That's what this edition is about.
The unsung
So,
hero. The
yeah,
unsung hero
yeah.
of the heavyweight crew.
So this was
Exactly.
this was definitely an album. I think
The old dirty
our
bastard.
respective crews,
He's the old dirty bastard of that
the
crew.
West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the West
So-
Coast ODB.
I think there's a
Yeah.
lot to that.
Sny, when did you pick up the album, or did you get it like around when it came out?
I had the Pistol Grip Pump single before the record, and that got me hyped for the record. So
Yeah.
I got the single just after it came out. But I was really early on all the Freestyle Fellowship stuff because my big brother Kadeem knew those guys and got that shit in like 90. The first time I listened to that record, most of it was like 91, and it didn't come out for years later.
What?
I remember being
But To Whom It May Concern or Griots?
Griots.
Oh, okay. Word.
A whole bunch of the
Anyway,
Griots
so
record. Anyway, yeah, I got the
just a
Pistol
little.
Grip Pump, and then I got the CD later.
Okay, word. 1994. 1994.
Yeah.
So just a little background on how we're doing this little show here is, we choose the album we want to talk about, and then we just go through it chronologically. You know what I'm saying? We go through the track list order. Yeah, chronologically. Yeah. So let's just launch into it.
Can we just dive right in?
Yeah, dive right in. First track, acapella / Styles on Deck.
Yeah.
Don't try to claim that style. You motherfucking liars. Dude, how did you feel when you first heard that shit? Were you like you just knew it was gonna like come in heavy too, right? Pause.
I was confused and excited.
Yeah?
To put it plainly.
He confused me, though. He still confuses me, to be honest. Like, he's just, I don't know.
He's so bizarre, but like in the most endearing way.
Exactly.
He's amazing. I never know where he's gonna come from.
Was that not the right way? Was that not the right way to start his album, though?
Oh yeah, because it tells
Absolutely.
you exactly who he is. Yells it.
You know what else? It's also in line with the other heavyweights, at least, because Fellowship started Inner City Griot.
Yeah.
With an acapella.
Oh yeah, Peace was doing that, right? Yeah. Okay. But then like the second
yeah.
finishes that, and you hear the jazz sample come in, and you just fucking know it's about to get lit. Bang, 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 ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
I'm an intellectual fool, carbon copy of my daddy, singing the blues. Like, that shit is crazy, man. Like right off the top, he comes in like what do you call it? Tumbleweed.
Yeah. Sure.
Great tumbleweed. Courrier du
Sure.
Bois,
and the chorus is funky as hell. And they do those cuts on the Scenario remix. Many styles. My
favorite part of that track
was drawing. What's that?
My favorite part was the bridge. He's like, it seems I'm the wind beneath your wings. As the shotgun rings, it was Dean. Somebody that looked like Dino. Is he in the crowd, yo?
Crazy
shit.
Can we go into that for a sec? Because that whole shit is about him being bitten, and there's theories about that. So
What?
Oh yeah.
yeah, so the stories of the Goodlife Cafe and the certain individuals who maybe used to come visit but not participate,
Yeah.
like from like NWA's camp. I think a lot of people were noticing.
Is that where Eazy-E used to go so he could tell Bone Thugs how to rhyme like Mary?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's what a lot of people
I mean,
believe.
that's where that whole
That's
style
the
comes. That whole style.
folklore.
That's where that whole
lore,
style
yeah.
comes from.
Yeah.
You know,
But
people were talking
another
about
piece
like
of that.
lynch mob coming out sounding like.
Right.
Did
So
you know you have no
if you
sound on
listen to
side?
Cube's discography,
I have no
it
sound
wasn't really
No,
until
you
like his
do.
third album or so that Cube started going off on the
you hear me now?
yeah and like, you know, some of like the bigger voiced isms that he would do, some of like the sillier, zanier stuff, because he was mad serious on frickin', you know, America and Kill It Will and all that. And
Yeah.
and started lightening up with time. And a lot of people thought he got some of that outlandish stuff from Volume 10.
That's what people say.
Mm.
And I think maybe
Whatever.
Volume 10 thought that too, because he hangs with his dogs, man.
I mean,
Fuck a
I feel
gorilla.
like the world bit Fellowship Crew, like just fucking everybody.
It's
They were like
yeah,
the kings of the song, that whole family.
Like everyone in LA, they were the like. I remember when I was young, like it was the name that everyone talked about,
right.
but no one, like just
So
everyone.
Best kept secret.
And you know what? It's always like the guinea pig that gets the short end of the stick. Like
Yeah, they were
for the most part.
They were
always.
the explorers of the world, and they didn't. Yeah.
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 I mean, not always, because you saw it worked for De La, right?
True.
Yeah.
But people
then
still
again,
haven't
if you
discovered
think
what they
about
were up to there.
but then again, if you think about that crew, like Jungle Brothers was the first.
I mean, they were doing
out of that, and they were like the
way more
pig,
explorative. You know? They were doing like house music and like they were going crazy.
Yeah.
They jumped.
Anyway,
true.
They jumped
They
genres like mad. They were amazing at just doing
So-
anything they want.
should we get into the second track? Where's the
Have you?
sniper?
Are you guys listening to the music right now? I can't hear
No.
it if you guys are.
No,
Okay, you're just talking.
we're not. I can pull up snippets if there's anything you don't remember. If you want me to play like a 5-second snippet so you like remember the beat, like I'm happy to cue
yeah,
that up.
shit's for kids.
I'm not great at identifying breaks, but Where's the Sniper uses a classic bass line.
I don't know where that bass line's from.
It's
Boom, boom.
been used in other things.
Boom, 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 boom. Yo, that song is crazy, man, because he just launches right into some like deep autobiographical type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking of a different song. No, Where's the Sniper? Yeah. No, I'd never heard that bass line.
I thought it was
before.
kind of ambitious for a second track on his debut album. You know what I mean?
It's one of my favorite on the album.
It's gangster too, man.
Yeah. Where is the sniper?
Right here.
Sniper.
I don't know what to say about this. I mean, Volume
Better think
10
of
was
something.
like a little more gangster than some of the other like Project Blowedians. And this song was kind of a good exposition of that.
But he was tackling like the demon of alcohol, basically. That was what it was about, and how it related to his family and his pops.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was a ambitious subject matter for that time. You know what I mean? When everybody else is walking around in their songs with 40 ounces and shit, and he's showing another side of it.
Yeah. And he's clearly a family man. Like this album, he talks about his family.
Aren't we all?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are. We're trying to make jams, man, and expand my repertoire.
In my repertoire. Sorry.
Oh my god. Thank you.
Hey, yo, check it. When I got the mic, I got naked.
go listen to the record. I'll be back. You guys go on. It's been
Where's the
like
Sniper's
fucking
a good
10
song.
years since I heard the record. I'll be back. I'm gonna get food. I literally just got in the door. I'll call you back.
All right.
I'll call you back.
Yeah.
I'll be
do
back.
it.
I love you
Hop on
both.
again if you like.
I love you
Okay.
both.
too,
I'll be
man.
back in a second.
All right.
Peace, brother.
Yeah.
Sny-Whip, everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Where's the Sniper, man? How that shit is mad funky. It's super introspective. I love it. The slow ass
that?
beat. Huh?
Bosco Conti.
You know
Can't?
what? So
Yo, I don't even know him,
revisiting-
but
check
he's
it
all
out.
over the place.
Sai, revisiting the album, I actually didn't do like I've forgotten some of the producers on it, except for like the obvious ones that stick out in my head. So if
There's
you
a
know,
range.
there is a
I
range.
I kind of had just like thought that it was all Fat Jack, like historically, and going back into it, yeah, I mean he's got a bunch of joints on this, but like he didn't even do half of the album. Like there's a bunch of.
Oh, my man said, what song are we talking about? Well, we're talking about Where's the Sniper on the Volume 10 Hip Hop album. But now we're going to launch right into the next track, which is Pistol
a real
Pump,
freestyle.
the one that everybody knows. Pistol
Hold up.
Pump on my lap at all
Hold up.
times.
Don't skip track number 3, which is a real freestyle.
Oh, fuck. I forgot. Yeah, you're right. A real freestyle.
Which is crazy because it's a real freestyle.
Actually is a real freestyle, and it's not the only freestyle on the album. There's 3 of them.
No, it's not. But also, Ganjah K is on it.
Yes.
And he's special.
He's super special.
In
Shout
fact,
out and rest in peace to Ganjah K.
Rest in peace, Ganjah K. And you know what? He styled a little bit like Volume 10 on this one.
Yeah. He sure did. That was a fun track. Absolutely. And it kind of sets the tone, like beat wise, where a bunch of this album is going to, you know.
Yep. Yeah, it uses that classic break. What is it? The something head.
The Give Me Head break.
I never remember what it's called, man.
Well, let's get into Pistol Grip, next track.
Okay, fine. Oh, no, but one other thing about Real Freestyle. One of the samples they use, and the reason I'm mentioning it is because people suggested this as a possible album to review, and it's something we might do in a future week. But it's the same sample that Y'all So Stupid uses in the first track of their album.
I did not realize that, but that's a good idea. We should revisit that Y'all So Stupid album. Absolutely, man.
There's a lot of parallels I can draw between this and other things. I also just listened today to the Fat Lip song, because we talked about Farside last time, that features Shock G and Humpty and Volume 10. So that's a thing that exists.
That is a thing that exists. Let's stick to the issue at hand here.
Okay.
Let's get into the Pistol Grip Pump. Next track.
I heard that Volume 10 and most of the people involved didn't even really like this song.
I didn't hear that, but I can see that, because you know what? A lot of artists, especially on their debut outing, if there's any sort of label push for a big single or whatever, a lot of artists seem to have feel a way about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could run off a whole list of people that I felt that way too in the past with my own stuff when there was outside involvement. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It was pushing me to do something a little cleaner, a little more like palatable to a wider market. But the thing is, Volume 10 was so wild. Even when he dialed it back for the single, if that's what he did, like it still came off like Volume 10-ish.
He wasn't any less himself.
Yeah. What's the first lyric?
I was raised in the hood, cold.
What the diff? Where the brothers in the hood syphilis? Tell my breast fifths of my ligaments.
He rests defense on his ligaments.
Life given, never giving it back. Too late for slipping, so slap up. Yeah, dude, shit is crazy, man.
Yeah. I shoot a fool. I kill a fool. Come on. What you say?
Yo, check this out. Check this out. Like when that shit was out, like when it was still fairly new out, when that was out, I was living in San Diego at the time, and I was just for shits and giggles doing little DJ spots at this store called Behind the Post Office in downtown San Diego, and I played the shits and pine cones out of that record, man. Like I'll be playing all this stuff, but I like within a single mix session, I would keep going back to that track, man. And I had doubles of it there. So I'm like, trying to get fancy with it and all that. Like when I think of this album, I think of Volume 10 and even the heavyweight stuff. Like I think of the old San Diego times, like heavy.
That's dope. How long were you out there for again?
I don't know, man. I was like back and forth between Vancouver and San Diego for like a good 2-year period or something like that.
That's wicked.
Yeah, early 90s, man. Early 90s, like before I even got on in Vancouver, like somehow I was getting on more in Southern California.
Was that when you connected with Brady initially?
Absolutely. Brady was actually the first rapper, one of the first rappers. Him and Tony the Schizo I met around the same time.
Oh yeah,
there with Prevail.
He's another weird.
And then Orko too.
Oh yeah, Orko. Nice.
So yeah, it was boss times, man. But like everybody down there I knew was up on the Volume 10 and waiting for the album. There was an excitement, man. It was like palpable, you know what I'm saying? That, and I remember around that time people were talking about like there's supposedly this Micah 9 album coming out. Like we were biting our fingernails, man, waiting for that shit. But Volume 10, man.
Yeah.
God damn that Volume 10 album, man. Jesus.
I was late to the party, but I was happy once I got there. That's for sure.
DJ Swan says shiftless.
Shiftless. So he rests defense on his ligaments.
Yeah.
Another callback, because I love doing this. Last time we talked about the skit on BodyHat and the evidence that they presented of how much Humpty Dance had been sampled and used by other rap and R&B songs afterwards. Pistol Grip Pump got used in a lot of things.
Yeah. But I mean, you gotta say that like it's those drums like that and that sample that had been used so much. When I heard Pistol Grip, I was kind of surprised that that's what they went with for the sample. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
but it worked. I mean, it was kind of keeping in theme with what was popping on the West Coast,
and it showed up on soundtracks or scores at least of several different movies.
Yeah.
I remember when Outkast put out the Split album, the Speaker Box Love Below, and the Andre joint, She Lives in My Lap. And at the end, they were cutting back and forth between Scarface from Mind Playing Tricks on Me and I'm a lap at all times. It was so dope the way that they were going back and forth between those two.
Yeah, man.
And I was just oh, that's cool.
Look, let's get into the next track, man. Let's get into the next track.
Mom and Deb.
Mama Deb, which is a freestyle over like one of the most peculiar beats on the album, man. With all like it sound like the like doors creaking.
Yeah.
What are you doing? There.
Ain't nobody got my back like my mama and Deb.
Wrong thing.
So like I said,
really weird.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about nothing or
nobody
but my mama and my woman that bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give it
set the tone. I'm glad you did that. You should do that with every track.
And it uses the Isaac Hayes.
Got to count them kids, yeah, you know I love them too. But I don't give a damn about you.
I realized listening back through this album that I knew it way better than I thought I did. Like,
word.
The end lines came back to me as I, listened along with the verses, and I found myself finishing his raps without even realizing it.
Like, in my opinion, it was all the right beats on this album. I wouldn't change a thing production wise.
So they all fit together too.
Yeah, but it's like dude is a deep dude, man, and like all the beats fit so well. Like they is the combination, you know what I'm saying, is something else, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mama Deb is a short track and it's a freestyle off the top of the head, obviously. Second freestyle joint on the album already. And you know, it's only 4 cuts in.
Right. And not the last. It's clear what camp he comes from.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm from LA.
Where the pimps and the players play.
So
I'm from LA, and it's time for the show. So start the show. Here's some rhymes in a bit.
You know, you can tell that he can sing on key if he wants to.
Well, that leads me to an interesting. That leads us into the next track.
Because he does that. You're right.
He does that and finally showcases. Why don't you bring in a snippet?
Second drum.
You wanna your clientele, oh swell, straight to the hotel, strip and show and tell. We can't do that. Yo, man.
With a twist.
Dude, my favorite song on the album, man. Show is high. Hands down. I don't know what it was, man, but that track like just molested my man. That shit. What a crazy track, dude.
And it's deep too.
So who did the production on it?
So that one is, this is fun. So this is Theodore Stanley, who I'm not familiar with, and Cut Chemist. Word. And apparently, I read an article that Volume 10 and Cut Chemist were making tracks together before he started work on this album.
Dude,
so it's possible that there's some joints floating around between the two of them from the early days.
In the back of my mind, I thought that track was Mumbles. I don't know why I thought that.
Well, I don't know who Theodore Stanley is, and I don't know Mumble's name, so.
Well, there you go.
It's not necessarily not.
Yo, I just love this track, man, and he's like styling his ass off on it too, like for such like a slow tempo, man.
Yeah.
And then the hook, he does a little bit of singy on the hook.
I do really, really love you.
I do really, really love you. Show is high, pushing out my time. Yeah, man.
It's a good
There's
one.
a lot of abstract imagery on this track.
I hear an echo.
As big as the Grand Canyon.
I ain't Geronimo.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
He ain't Geronimo. Yeah, no, I love that. I love that song. And it leads perfectly into the title track, which brings it up and is super hype.
Give me some.
As I'm doing the
bass line.
Round the way, they call me the real doctor, cause I stomp that light with my hip hopper. Got the 411 on your turn pickers. Throw the ball down the line and I show enough rip out. Take a foe, point it from the volume zone. Get off me, fool, this is where I belong. And I won't stop on my hip hopper.
Yeah.
Did Cut do the production on To Whom It May Concern? I don't believe he had any involvement on that album.
I don't believe he had any involvement on that album. Just to echo your sentiment there.
Thank you for agreeing with me.
Man. So did you like this song?
This hip hopera?
Did you like it?
Man.
Love it, right?
There's not a song on this album that I don't like.
How great. Let's just jump right into the bridge or the break part on this song. Where he stops the track. He's like, yo, hold up. I gotta have a drink.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was popping a soda or something else, but he stopped. He's like, I ain't got to finish Nathan. Let me, you know, and then comes back in after a big breath. Like that was a crazy thing to do in the middle of the song.
Right, and it's dead air for like
Yeah,
several seconds.
yeah,
It's really good.
Nothing else in the background, just studio blankness.
Also, this bass line, I'm pretty certain was used by Cypress Hill as well.
Maybe. I don't
Like
recall.
almost positive. Anyway,
I don't recall. I don't doubt it.
I didn't do the searching to figure out which song it was, but
Yeah, and like I said, I didn't go back and remember like who did every beat on the album either. But
right, that's what I'm saying. It does sound Muggsy, like he would have.
yeah,
It might just be that he would have and
yeah,
didn't
but
actually.
he didn't.
um, this is followed by an interlude.
Yeah, one of a couple of like basically barbershop talking shit type of.
Yeah, talking about Tops, which I guess is some dude who maybe owns a bar and they all respect him or something, but make fun of him.
Yeah, I mean that it was something of the times, like bagging sessions on your friends and all that. Like I remember so many times being in situations like that and just, you know, picking on somebody, capping on someone. Back when the term capping meant something completely different than how kids say it nowadays. No cap, no cap. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Capping was just bagging or like playing the dozens or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that track
cool
is it's just a short bagging session, man. Capping session.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like it fits into the flow of the album, but once you've heard it once or twice.
That's what I'm saying. There's like not every album needs to have skits and shit. But I mean, you know, whatever. If you were if you was to buy it nowadays, like say you bought the album on iTunes, you could just get rid of the skits there.
Right. Right.
Not saying you got it. I'm just saying I think the shit would flow better without it because I'm just waiting for more music, man.
It's one of those things like when you sit down and listen to the album all the way through, it flows and it makes sense there. But once you've done that and you just want to listen to the songs, there's no need for it anymore.
Well, we couldn't do that at first because I don't know about you, but when I bought the album, like the first time, it was on cassette tape.
Oh,
CD. Just suck it up.
Yeah, no, this was a CD for me.
Oh wow!
Again, I was late.
Modern. I didn't even buy my first CD. I refused to get into CDs until 1998. How funny is that?
Nice.
I refused, man. I was a stalwart, man. I was like holding on to them cassettes for dear life, bro.
I dig that. My first CD was Das Effects Dead Serious.
Okay. My first CD was Rakim 18th Letter.
Really? Wow.
When we're talking about compact discs, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I held off. I was all about the tapes and nothing but.
So you weren't buying CDs when they were still in the big rectangular boxes?
No. I remember clowning on them shits, though. I was like, man, they're just trying to make it harder to steal.
That was a lot of extra packaging.
That was a lot of extra baggage, man. Like if you was boosting, like the cassettes was so much easier to boost.
Yeah, for sure.
Not that I condone that. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't have to have B-boy pockets to get a cassette in there.
InfoRed said, my first CD was Souls of Mischief, and it was for Christmas from my parents. I had to buy a CD player a few months later. You know, they forced you into it, man.
Nice.
He got forced into getting changing over to CD. Well, I mean, I kind of did too, because I remember like I ended up getting like this cheap ass stereo and the CD player was a lot better than the tape player on it. So that's what kind of made me do the switch too.
Yeah, no, I think the sound was undeniable. I mean, no hiss in the background. Cassettes are always going to have their place, but like, there's a reason CDs got bigger.
Let's jump back into this, man. Firstborn. Like one of the wildest sounding beats on the album too, man. With the like the flute, vocal flute thing going on.
Yeah, yeah. Earth holds a pigeon, but daddy holds a dove.
Earth holds a pigeon, but daddy holds a dove.
That's
like once again delving into like his personal stuff and just putting it out there.
Let me just play a snippet of it.
A snippet. Rip it.
Wild move.
Sitting in the hospital waiting for the birth, my firstborn. Slow as
Yo.
Christmas morn, my thirst.
All right.
And the hook, like Lamar's class practice or something. Push, baby, push. All right. Now breathe.
But it was style. It was dope.
Styling. There's not one moment where he like dials back the styling in preference for just subject matter. Like they're both fist on fist the whole way through the album.
Yep. And yo, this, I mean, talking about your kid being born, that's like tricky song subject because it can really venture into corny if you're not careful.
And this is the second one on the album like that. Like on Where's the Sniper? Like the dealing with alcoholism and his pops and all that. Like that was a surprise move, like I said, for the second track on the album. But yo, there's nothing.
He made it dope.
There's nothing corny about it. I remember reading the Rap Page's review of this album, and the girl who's doing it gave him like such high praise for opening up and like showing a vulnerable side of himself, you know?
Right.
But
and this was
in a different way.
No
like
one
not,
was doing that.
He wasn't doing it in like, it didn't feel like a light-hearted way. Like there is some weight to it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Not to take anything away from like Farside or somebody else who was you know, putting themselves out there, but they were doing it like using like self-deprecating humor somewhat. But the way that Volume 10 was doing it,
this
man,
wasn't
like
that.
nah, a whole different vibe, man.
Yeah, and I mean, like he ventures into like some of his like nervousness around it all, and you know how badly all he wants to do is like just protect this thing, and you know,
and then complete flip for the second, the track after that. Ow! Knock out your skull. What
From
is
preserving
left, man? Nothing but
life.
skin dangling.
Nothing but skin dangling.
Dude.
Crazy as I wanna be.
Guru sample.
Guru from Dwick. Crazy as I wanna be.
Plus make it orderly. You could say I'm sort of the boss, so get lost.
Get lost. Banger, man.
Yeah. Now it's interesting. You listen to that beat, man. That beat is like the perfect combination between like a West Coast beat of that era and the East Coast beat of that era. Like it's got it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the track.
It's like
I wouldn't say
but it's not
that's
swinging to it also.
I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite on the album, but I like it. Like I can't picture the album without it. It wasn't a super motivational track to me. Like up until that point, I loved everything else before it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I still like this track. It was just like, aside from the hook and stuff, like
it's one of those ones that you can definitely like bang your head to, and like, but it's not. Yeah, you're not gonna levitate while listening to it.
Yeah.
Particularly.
I mean, I wouldn't really call it filler, but it you know.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's a banger.
Yeah.
Nothing but skin dangling is so.
But that next track after that, why don't you give us a little taste of that next track?
I didn't
Home Alone.
remember how much.
Look, I cut the malarkey. We're facing a critical fundraising deadline.
Sorry, that's Biden.
I'm humbly asking.
Ew, gross.
Damn ads. All right.
Ugh.
Sitting in my cave, sitting on the south side. Sitting in my cave, sitting on the south side. Sitting in my cave, sitting on the south side. And I'm a howl at the moon all night.
Yo, you know what? So
Was there
getting
some Lou
back to what-
Donaldson in there?
Yeah, that's Potbelly.
That's Potbelly again.
Yeah. Yo, so getting back to what you were saying about Firstborn, once again, he's opening himself up in like a whole different way, like Ruinations of a Hermit kind of type of vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I love the track too with that stutter kick. Boom, kick,
Yeah.
kick,
Yeah.
kick. I remember hearing that and biting it. I was like, I'm gonna do a beat like that. Like right at that same year in 1994. As soon as I heard that album, I heard that, I did a beat and did that stutter kick thing on it.
This one was Fat Jack.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Nice.
Big shout out to Fat Jack, man. Like, God, you talk about guys, pioneers that haven't gotten their credit, man.
Oh my God.
Fat Jack is it, dude.
So major. He was part of so many important projects.
Absolutely.
And a critical part of them.
Yep. Big part. Big shit.
All right. Should we keep rolling?
Yeah, let's keep rolling. And we didn't really talk about that song very much, man.
No, that's true.
I howl at the moon all night. Like if you had to give like a one sentence description of the song, what would you say about it?
Okay. This is another one of those ones that I like, but it's not one of the real standout cuts for me.
Oh, okay. For me, it is a standout cut. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I would like press rewind on this track several times while going through the album.
Interesting, because it was one, I think I texted you about it a few days ago. I didn't realize, like, it was one that I kind of slept on.
Okay.
And I think I texted you saying something like, I didn't realize how dope this song was back then, or something like
man, I felt, dude, just being like a weird dude who spent a lot of time ruminating himself in wood panel basements and shit. This song like made a big dent on me at that time, man. Like I felt like he was speaking my language. That's why this one's a standout for me. And the Fat Jack beat.
It's dirty as hell.
Yep.
There's a lot of bass, a lot of low end on this album.
I can't wait till we do the Saphir review.
Oh God.
Yeah. You know, we're gonna have to do a couple of those. We're gonna have to do Mr. No-No as well. But anyway.
we have to, because Mr. No-No
we'll
is
get
almost
to that.
like a secret album.
I know. We'll get to that. Okay, next track, Harder Than All Y'all.
This is not that.
Dude, get premium, man. What the hell?
Killing me with the ads.
Get rid of the ads. They're poisoning your mind. Butterfly in the sky.
$20, so I wonder why we started tossing doubles to them breakers lines, but I was lying a couple times. All the bullshit, some bull is what I came with, so I had to quit. Never thought I'd ever be back, but what do you know, mom? Put the straps on my like that. Searching for a pack in the apartment tosser. What's up, Arthur? Trees, I could always count on trees.
Amazing.
Oh, but we lost Art Loke in 1985. Man.
Yo, InfoRed, it depends on the beat, it depends on the producer, and it depends on the rapper.
I missed what he said.
He asked if it is the drums or the sample or the way the MC rides the beat.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Info ridiculous.
The answer is yes.
Yes. The answer is yes. Yeah, shout out to InfoRed, by the way. That's my homie from way back. And we did a joint last year together, which is fly. It's walking.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to the Prairie Lands. So this track, once again, he goes super personal and like very cryptic with the subject matter with his family and his friends, people he lost. This song is a big song about loss and just like riding for your loved ones that you lost and keeping their memory alive, man.
And yeah, and like also like honoring them in the most like giving props way, because he's saying like all of these folks that passed were harder than any of y'all.
But I'm
You know?
just saying, like the level of abstractness in it, like this could have and probably did lose a lot of people, like lose a lot of, you know, adventurous ears that were looking to get into something new. That's the danger, you know what I'm saying, about doing your art in this kind of way. Now I salute it and I hold it higher than the rest, you know what I'm saying, personally, but on like a commercial and critical level, there's a danger to it. There can be.
Yeah, no, it's the beauty and tragedy of it,
Yeah.
right? Everyone can't digest it.
But like at the end of the day, he gave us an album that was just so memorable if you were in the lucky few to have known about it and spent time with it.
Yeah.
Just poignant as hell.
And again, lovely beat.
This is for my niece because she was harder than all y'all bitches.
This is Massive and Fat Jack.
Word?
And you might recognize that sample from a little joint called Fuji La.
I know. That was the next thing I was going to get into. For anybody who like heard that snippet or know this track and they're like, hey, where else do I know that from? The sort of like Baroque type of vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the break is, but
Neither do I. I don't remember.
really good.
Ooh, la la la.
Do we go next?
Yeah, we go next. My back's killing me, bro.
The next was also a single.
Go ahead. YouTube Premium, bro. I'm more mad at you for not actually having the album and just playing it. Like,
Well, I think my album's in Toronto.
no, I'm just joking with you. You know that. Album version.
Sunbeams, nice side dreams, taking it easy, sitting on the smoking of green grass.
Conversation slow like molasses. No need to talk too fast, kids.
I was looking for my vinyl of this because I had the single on vinyl and it was beautiful, like see-through gold vinyl.
Yes, it was.
And
That was a
I
dope
think my
ass
boy
piece
Ludwig
of
still
vinyl,
has it
man.
because I couldn't find it.
Oh, just so people remember, didn't this album come out on Immortal Records?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. Immortal RCA. Yep.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, Elemental, Cookie Monster.
Kadeem, what up? Sny was on here a moment ago and he shouted you out and mentioned that
Shout out to Specs Wizard too. He's in the house right now. C-Town represent.
Sny,
Yeah.
I mentioned, Kadeem, that you put him on to a lot of this Good Vibe, Project Blowed, Heavyweights material. So, respect.
All right. So let's get into Sunbeams real quick, and we're getting toward the end of this album. For those who just joined, we're talking about Volume 10, his debut album, Hip Hopera, fucking masterpiece, a monster
Like
masterpiece,
a surprisingly good album.
I love Supreme.
Yeah, this was a dope song. Baker Boys had a nice remix of it.
That's right. Right, that the remix was crazy, man. You seen the music video for this?
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, there is one, so there you go.
Yay!
Yeah.
Because I know what I'm doing after I get off of this.
There you go.
I love when like videos existed of songs that I bumped back in the day and I didn't know about it until later.
Wouldn't you say though, like if you had to ask my opinion back in the day and even now, is this definitely sounded like an attempt for a single?
Maybe. Like in Volume 10's brain, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which that's,
so.
I mean, dude, when you sign to a major label or like a smaller imprint on a major label, I mean, that was part of the game. You just had to roll with it.
Right. Well, and you know, he was one of the cats from that scene that was like fortunate enough to land that, because not everybody did, you know.
Bro,
there was
one of
a lot of really dope
man.
artists that came out of that scene who never got on a major.
One of the few.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, yo, Abstract Rude was indie the entire way, wasn't he?
Well, now he signed with Beastie Boys Grand Royal label at first,
right?
Which
Mood Pieces with Grand Royal,
which was offshoot of Capitol Records, if I'm correct. But for whatever case, it didn't pan out. But
that's what
he got his first.
Mood Pieces
Abru got his first like big boost, like courtesy of Beastie Boys and Grand Royal, which is pretty phenomenal. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
And
that's
then AC's debut album came out on Capitol, and
he was Capitol. Yeah. He was Capitol, and obviously Fellowship.
Yeah. Shout out to Abru. Shout out to AC.
Yeah.
What up?
Indeed. Shout out, Mike.
Huge, massive. All right, let's get into the next jam, which is another one of the snapping sessions, Tops Toe, which I don't think we need to spend much time on, really.
They're talking about the same guy. Obviously, he's capping like a respected
on them, capping and snapping. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into Flowood.
He's the guy.
Flowood was hard, man. And once again, we have Ganjah K on the track.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm finding Flowood.
Pause.
Get up off my Flowood.
Here they come. Now here comes that crew of unbelievers who didn't have the faith in this grip of the diva.
Bro. Ganjah killing it, man.
He sets it off.
Now this track features a couple others. Isn't the dude Smooth 7 on this too?
Yes, he is.
And there's one more MC, and I can't really remember. He goes after Volume 10. He takes the fourth verse.
Do I have it listed here?
I don't know.
I don't think I do.
But check this out. I mean, this track, I remember listening to it for the first few rounds when I got the album and thinking, I'm like, was this freestyle or was it partially freestyle and partially written? Because it's got that sort of vibe to it. When you get to like Volume 10's verse, sound like some off the top shit for real. And
they might have done that a lot.
With Ganjah K, it's kind of always hard to tell, right?
Yeah.
Get up off my Flowood before you make a hood nigga do something that's no good.
Was this a B-side?
I love this track, man. This track, to me, this track really captured like a feeling of like the good life, or like any other underground night where guys are passing the mic and trying to like top each other. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Don't laugh at that. Don't, I'm just saying. Cover my tracks there. You know what I'm saying though? Do you agree with me? Yeah. My God.
Yeah, no, it's a jam, and yeah, all of them went in. It was good.
Went in.
All
right. Okay.
Tricks and Flows?
Dude, bro, give us a snippet, because this is like my second favorite track on the album.
This is one of my favorites too. What a strange sample blending.
This one's a kick your ass shit. He down my nephew cause he didn't lick the clip. I seized the shit. He lied, lit for a ride. All knotted up cause he didn't even pay yo.
Man,
I keep
bro,
going if I'm not careful.
I know. You could just leave that old shit and we could just listen to that, but fuck it.
Tricks and hoes, tricks and hoes.
Tricks and hoes. And now your hookers and hoes know how I feel. Well, I think one of the most apt usages of a Snoop Dogg sample ever.
So good.
This track would not, it just wouldn't be without it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
I wonder
perfect.
how much they had to relinquish in order to use that sample.
The
at the
sample
time.
G thing?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Let's talk about that beat first, though, man. Like, that shit just brings you into the realms of shiftiness and darkness, and that shit is just hitting on every level, bro. I love that beat.
Fat Jack.
Yeah, Fat Jack, like I think one of Fat Jack's crowning achievements as far as his beats go.
I would
beat leg
say so. And the almost
like double
dissonant
shout out to
dark
Fat Jack.
saxophone.
Huh?
That extra, like it was almost a little dissonant, that saxophone that he brings in.
Yeah,
especially towards the end.
Little something.
No, I really like this beat. And the hook is very much the flavor that I think people might accuse Cube of adopting.
Yeah, good point.
Tricks and hoes.
Good point. I mean, I don't, none of us really know the real story behind that and what's fact and what's fiction, what's stretch or whatever.
I don't know what's true.
Yeah,
I just know
it's going off what people
was
talking about at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I can hear it though.
The mumblings aren't necessarily the facts, but they're intriguing nonetheless.
Well, there were stories that was going on at that time, so we're just bringing that up.
And I mean, I feel like it's important as part of like the larger story of hip hop, because again, these are the guys that we fall at risk of like sort of being lost in that larger story, and they played a role. And I think part of why we're doing this is to sort of show that.
Well, I want to even say that. I want to build on that as far as MCs that came out at a time that really affected me. Volume 10 was one of them, man. Like, I mean, I probably even jacked some styles off him after like getting through this album or whatever. Like, I was trying to like style it up a little extra, man. But I'm just saying, like, this album was just so memorable, so absolutely necessary in my own MC cultivation. You know what I'm saying? I already been rapping for years by the time this had come out, but this was another album just like Inner City Griots and To Whom It May Concern that showcased brand new possibilities.
Same.
And heights that you could soar to if you were.
And I think my entire Toronto crew would agree with you. I mean, I feel like Oddities, like Plus Family in Toronto, we were some of the only cats that were rocking a lot of the underground West Coast stuff that was coming out.
True. When I first actually ventured out to Toronto and met you guys, like, I was excited and delighted that y'all were up on the West Coast stuff, because like a lot of dudes in Toronto at that time when I was visiting, they had no interest in it,
dude.
or they just
The
didn't
first
know.
time we met, you and I we were at Costanza's party, and we were standing outside, and I don't know how it got brought up, but we just started reciting AC Alone lyrics back and forth. I
Very
think it was the
positive.
second album. I think we were doing like Guidelines or Balance or one of those joints.
Another
And
big shout out to AC. What up?
big
What up?
shout to AC. And that's what I mean. It's like, you know, I'm not saying that nobody knew about them in Toronto. Some people
Yeah.
did, but
Of course.
as far as West Coast was concerned, outside of like the heavy, you know, the heavy stuff like Dre and Snoop and Quick and Pac and Cube, the only West Coast stuff that folks were really checking for the most part in Toronto, was like Souls of Mischief, not even all of Hyro, but Souls, some Del, Alcoholics, and Farside. And that was kind of it for a while.
Toronto was like, I swear, the first Canadian hip hop city that was totally like on its own, like dick, you know, like very Toronto centric at that time, you know what I'm saying? Which is great because that's become a strength of Toronto over time. You know what I'm saying? If I ask my opinion. So. I remember being like real surprised when I got out there. I was like, wow, like this city, it
has its own
believe
scene.
in themselves.
It has its own
absolutely.
Doing things. Yeah.
Because I didn't feel that in Vancouver or any of the other cities that I had visited and spent time in. You know, Toronto was kind of like setting the standard for Canada's cities.
Yeah, I felt like Vancouver did step into that, but
we had our own shit, absolutely. But I'm just saying, like
maybe a little bit.
It was like a smidgen of what was going on in larger cities. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, that's for sure.
Did you know that,
I mean, you know,
both of our cameras are like angled slightly, like it's funky, man. I hope that's not giving anybody vertigo.
Be, right?
I hope it's not giving nobody vertigo.
Tricks and hoes, tricks and that's
okay.
the end of the album, except for the shout outs.
Yeah, the last track is just shouts.
Yeah, he's sort of just like freestyling shout outs and goes on for a really long time. And it's fine.
I like the last track. I actually liked it. It didn't wear on me. Like I can still listen to it, and I'm just not, you know, it's not like the same way I feel about like the Tops interview, the Tops interludes, right?
Right.
You can keep this one. Like it's still valuable and important to the album.
Sure. I'll run a second of it.
Damn, a nigga hot. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? I'm going out and get these, you know, these, what you call them, shots out. To all my homies, you know what I'm saying, and all the people that inspired me to make.
It's a funky loop.
Yeah, it's a funky loop. So there you have it, man. Volume 10, Hip Hopera. And, you know, it's not enough time for us. Like, we just barely scratched the surface. But I think the point of what we're trying to do is get more people interested in it who aren't already, and you know, give our flowers while we can.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like, it's worth diving into. I hope some of y'all did.
Yeah.
And if not, I hope some of y'all will.
I hope some of you will.
Because he's worthy of that.
He is worthy of it. Absolutely. 100%.
Should we talk at all about what we want to do next time?
No,
we don't have to.
No.
I'll just put it like this. Anybody listening, if you all have suggestions for next time, we read them, we consider them.
Yeah, we read them, we check them out, but there's no guarantee. Even between Sai and I, there's no guarantee we're going to keep even our own suggestions. So, because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. This is all
at any time. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
But I am thinking maybe we leave the West Coast for next time and explore something from the East Side or the Midwest or something. So
Yeah,
that's
it
that's
doesn't
what
even
I
have to be. It doesn't even have to be like super, you know, like rare, or cryptic or whatever. It could be whatever.
true.
But that, you know, that's this is our show, so that's our choice.
Yeah, we get to decide.
We get to decide. We'll listen to suggestions, but we get to decide.
But we love to know. We would love to know any
We
ideas.
love to know so we can say no or yes.
We can say
Nope.
but
Yeah. We
all
will
right.
know.
We used to know.
What else? What else, man? What else? What else? What else?
Not much, man.
Good, because I gotta go.
That's it.
Yeah.
I have 2 cats running around with cones on their heads.
Oh, that's
So
so
I should
dope,
probably
man.
make
I wish
sure
I
they're
could
not
see
bumping
that,
into
dude.
each
That's
other.
like one of the greatest free comedy things in the world has ever been blessed to see. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like, give me a cat with a cone on it any day, dude. I will howl for hours, dude.
yo, it's constant calamity. It's extremely stressful and hilarious all at once.
Yeah. How you cats doing anyway?
Thank
Besides
you.
the cones.
Likewise.
Infrared, peace out, man. Thanks for riding with us this whole session. Appreciate you, bro.
I got a boy and a girl, and they
Josh
got spayed
Campbell, thank
and
you.
neutered yesterday. So
that's what I thought. You got rid of the dicks and cunts and stuff.
yeah, snipped and ripped.
Snip and rip. That's graphical. Pure graphics.
Yeah. We hate fun.
Pomegranates, damn it. Grab a microphone and represent like I'm a mechanic.
Damn.
Titanic size raps that make you get frantic.
Are we at the same time? Is it planned it?
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like doing it.
Uh,
We should do one session where we just fucking freestyle and bore people to tears or excite and delight them.
That would be amazing. And then we would know if there's a delay on either end, because one of us would be horribly off rhythm.
Yeah. I've noticed a delay just like time to time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we could just never do this show ever again.
Also an option.
I know. We have this, all the options are all ours. We pick and choose.
Excited
I love it.
delight. I'm delighted.
I'm delighted too. All right, man. Well, I gotta let you go, man. My back is killing me. I hurt my back last week, and the shit is still not back in order yet.
Oh man. Well, get your backiotomy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
later.
Doctor says I need a backiotomy.
Peace,
Yeah.
everybody. Thank you for
Peace,
checking in.
peace. Spread the word, man. We're not doing this for nobody, you know what I'm saying? We're doing it for people that are really into rap and love the history.
We're going to keep doing this. We're going to have more guests. Big shouts to Sny-Whip for coming through.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rainbow, thank you. That was fun.
And
it's kind of hard.
everybody.
Like, dude, you and me and Sny, it's like a recipe for disaster.
Absolutely.
That's like trying to listen to Drink Champs.
Yeah.
No
we'll see
disrespect. No disrespect.
how many
intended.
words were audible.
Yeah, I think when it's you and me and Sny together, we just talk over each other. It's like, wow, man.
We got to learn. We'll figure out the flow.
Word.
Or
yeah, all right.
We can just invite like 3 more people and just make it a huge mess.
Oh, super mess. All right, that's cool. What hat are you wearing? What is that?
Yo, this is a St. Louis Cardinals hat.
Oh, of course it is.
But it's like a mashup with the St. Louis University Billikens.
Yo, that's
Lou.
Ill, man. Huh.
Thank you.
Go out. Where'd you get that?
I don't remember if I bought it in St. Louis or got it on the eBay. I think it was eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah. eBay.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Respect.
All right. Peace. I'm signing out.
Peace. Later, y'all. Thank you.
Later.
BodyHat Weekly.
Bye.
Ooh.